I used to play it humble, play it back, and all I ever did was get played. It's 50, 11,000, something ways for you to get paid. If you ain't like the way shit was going, why'd you stay? Why wait till tomorrow to get done what you can do today? Look, I said why wait? Look, I said why wait? On November 30th, 2022, AI released ChatGPT to the world, and the world as we know it changed forever. The revolution of commercialized AI platforms has become one of the most revolutionary moments and innovations of this century, and it's just the beginning. But while AI is changing the world in so many ways, the everyday person can easily miss out on all the amazing advancements that are happening daily in the world of AI innovations. And that's the purpose of this talk series. What's the word? Welcome to Why Wait, the AI Talk Series. I'm your host, Dennis MrBizNTech Campbell. Thank you all for taking a second to tap in with us. This series is all about urgency, how we should be moving right now and how we shouldn't be waiting. AI is the great equalizer of this generation. And in every episode, we dive into quick convos with entrepreneurs, creatives, and innovators on how they see AI and how they use AI and what AI means to the future for them. We'll wrap each episode with a quick AI show and tell or talk and tell. But first, let's jump into today's guest, Corey Johnson, Chief Executive Officer of Neighbor Development, Inc., and a fellow former technician. How you doing, bro?
Hey, doing good, man. Thanks so much for having me on here.
Thanks for coming on the show, bro. Glad everything has been smooth. I've been keeping up with you and Neighbor, so I'm excited to see as things continue to evolve as you all are doing the work. Grateful that you're on the platform today, man. We're going to have a quick convo. I want to get into a couple of different topics to see just your perspective and your angle on the AI revolution that we are living in right now.
Yep, exactly. Hey, I'm excited.
Right, so before we hit our main topics, we're going to kick off with our hot take section. So earlier today, a bunch of researchers from Yale and Brookings Institution, they released some reports that this great AI job apocalypse that everybody's been talking about is not really as upon us as people had anticipated. It's not really destroying jobs. It's not really creating new jobs. It's one of those things where right now the numbers are showing that it's not changing the trend line of employment. That is saying that platforms like ChatGPT and Gemini, they really aren't affecting or positively or negatively employment or unemployment rates. So that brings up our first question. Like, have you been aware of like this fear that people are having in a discussion of AI destroying or removing jobs? And do you have any thoughts or opinions on that topic?
Oh, yeah, so definitely in my industry, so I'll back up. I'm civil engineer, again, CEO of Neighbor. In my industry, it isn't coming up a ton, but it's definitely starting to pick up a little bit. So what we often work in is in the design field, right? So we're building out or modeling out all types of stormwater scenarios or erosion control scenarios. And what AI will eventually be able to do, to all my civils out here, it'll be able to quickly create a design right there on the spot, with a certain amount of inputs that you give it. So it's something that's on the horizon, but we're not seeing it like affect, let's say, the traditional civil engineering industry. But yeah, definitely we see it coming.
Makes a lot of sense, man. So as you all can see, just from that lens, that's from an engineering level, doing system level design, and you see that there is a pipeline of impact, but ultimately it's a tool that hasn't reached a place of plateau where it's kind of shifting the industrial perspective right now. So it's really just being used as an asset right now. Sounds like, which honestly kind of leads into the next target point. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the core topic, man. AI, as we all know it, of course, is moving everyday ideas from concept to realities faster than ever. Let me ask you this. Do you see AI as more of an inspiration, a collaborator, or a tool in your creation process when it comes to just making new creative solutions or even engineering and systematic design types of solutions?
I would say it's like the ultimate collaborator. So again, if you're a civil and let's say you're in my shoes where you're moving into being a full-time business owner, um, what it allows you to do is it takes any idea that you have, if you're like a creative person, and stress test it, give you access to information that you otherwise wouldn't have, giving you that aerial kind of point of view. Um, I think kind of one analogy I use is that, you can be a creative person painting a Mona Lisa, but if you're in a cave, you're not outside. Like if you don't have access to that information, how valuable is what you're working on? That's the question. So that's what I think it ultimately brings together is that, of course, access to information quickly, but then the ability to have awareness and stress test whatever your idea is immediately.
That's actually an amazing application and an amazing point. That's how we know you're a real engineer.
Yeah.
Engineers ultimately are always making systems, but to make a really good system, you always have to put it through a rigorous process to make sure that it's kind of ready for all different types of scenarios. So it's just leaning right back into the urgency and the relevancy of these types of topics and tools because these tools really increase our ability to
figure out is something really ready for the situation that we're putting in. And it kind of allows us to go down those different avenues in a much more effective way and run tests. It's amazing that you see those verticals, but ultimately, I'm hoping the audience can also see that this is something that applies not just in these types of situations. It can apply across a number of different scenarios, which you just brought in an amazing perspective. You coming from an engineering perspective, getting into an executive and a business owner and a founder. There's multiple things that you have to kind of get abreast of when you're making that transition. But tools like AI and collaboration help you speed up those processes tremendously. So super dope
Seriously.
perspective for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Dope, dope. So now that brings up the next angle because a lot of people feel AI makes some of the processes too easy, as if technology isn't meant to make our lives easier. But some feel like it takes away from some of the authenticity in creative processes, specifically like music or art or things of that nature. So what's your take? I know you're a
Man.
musician by
Yep,
natural
exactly.
genetic makeup and things of that nature. So
Yep.
what's your take? Do you feel like AI
Man,
dilutes creativity? Does it actually help go deeper into the craft? Like, what's your perspective there?
man, that's a really good question. So yeah, again, of course, I love music. Background is like violin, viola, all of that good stuff. It'll never be able to replace, what a human is able to do and what a human is able to create. Again, it's that collaborative piece that's critical. And if you were to separate it between like art and let's say people who are saying that it makes everything too easy, I think we need to solve harder problems. So like here we got AI, this you pretty much have like a factory in your hand, you don't use that
Hmm.
to build or keep solving day-to-day problems. You need something huge. We can do epic things with it. And I think everyone increasing their scale, that's to me, that's what AI is good for. But don't running into the more you put reins on it, that's where I think a lot of people are running into that issue where they're like, oh man, feel like it's replacing a lot. Like, no, this is like electricity. This is that level. This is meant to take us to a whole nother level. And so if we embrace that, I think that's a good fit.
Yeah, man, you made some amazing points there too. Like honestly, when people start understanding the ability to move at scale at a much more efficient clip, I think it'll start dawning on people a lot more how powerful this technology actually can be to be an enhancement to humanity itself. Like the humans of
Yes.
all types, they can use this as an enhancement across multiple industries, across multiple nations,
Yep.
denominations, ethnicities, ages, like all of this stuff. There's going to be a more efficient humanity once people see is from the type of links that you were just discussing because scale is honestly one of the things that it's like one of the biggest catalysts for.
Exactly.
So yeah, that flows into the next big question, ownership. If
Yes.
AI helps people create half of a project or a large percentage of a project or it comes in and someone prompts with it, it's giving out a lot of the output or the things that are being used to kind of push whatever is done after the creation is made using the assistance of AI, who really should get the credit? From an artist perspective, would it be the artist or would it be the engineer, the tech? Does the tech get the credit or is it the vision by the person behind the vision? Like who's supposed to rightfully get the credit from your perspective? Like, who do you think?
So I think there was always that term executive producer that always remains with the human. We're the people putting it into place. We have different people that we're working with or now different pieces of technology that we're using to kind of create that. Yeah, that ownership needs to always start and end with humans. We possess wisdom, and chat sometimes is knowledge, and that's where you want to kind of keep that separation. That's what we were created image. Like that's what we have that kind of unlimited potential to us. So we just need to keep things in their proper place.
Honestly, it was a perfect analogy. Knowledge and wisdom. It's a whole lot of knowledge, but people have all kinds of knowledge right now, and there's a lot of erroneous information when you don't have enough of the right wisdom and discernment to understand how to use it properly. I think that kind of summed it up in an amazing format there. Amazing, man, powerful perspective there. So now let's flip it to the fun part of the show. We're going to get ready to wrap it up a little bit. So we had an AI show and tell. This is where we each kind of bring something we've been working on with AI. We can discuss it, you can show it, but it can be a way of you showing how you're using AI on a day to day, whether it's creative related, business related, or something that you've been working on. And do you have anything that comes to mind that you like to share, like in regards to that? Like you can either share your screen if you want
Yeah,
to, or you can, yeah, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
however you want to go about it.
I'll share my screen. So my company,
All right,
we're
cool.
building out these regenerative eco communities, and we're out really to impact the world at large. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of this rendering here. It's able to be viewed in the metaverse, which is again we're embracing technology at every stage. But again, what makes us different and what makes Neighbor able to kind of take off in the time that we're in now, particularly is that AI. So what is so special about this community that we're designing is it'll be able to provide that real time feedback to energy capacity, to tracking waste, pretty much you name it. It's real time data processing that otherwise is a bit difficult to keep track of and monitor to what makes a community a great community to live in. And then also that scale piece. So when you have AR, you can start to deploy AI agents. You're able to replicate the process very quickly. We have a digital platform we're creating as well that will allow other property owners kind of around the U.S. to build something similar to what we're building here in Georgia. Yeah, man. This again, I feel like Neighbor was something that was in my mind years ago, and now we're at that time where the technology has caught up in a way to be able to deploy this in a real way and do it quickly. But
No,
yeah,
it's
I'm just bouncing
amazing. This
around
is
between a
fire.
few images. But yeah, this is we're very much excited about that.
Give a little bit of a context as to what we're looking at, man. I kind of wanted to like when I'm seeing it, I kind of wanted to give a little
Yeah.
context, like just yeah, give me a little context, man. You
Okay,
know,
perfect. All right. So what you're looking at is what I consider the future of communities, period. Right. So we believe that with what we're designing, it'll be able to cut living costs by 50%. Again, I'm a civil engineer by trade, and I've noticed gaps in the process overall that leads to high construction costs and makes things take a lot longer. And oftentimes people are trying to solve a problem with one fix. So housing is an issue, but so is healthcare, and so is food scarcity, and so is social isolation. These are, and so is climate change. So you have all of these, but what we're taught is a complex problem requires a more comprehensive solution. So in this community that we've designed, not only are the price point at an affordable level, but everything is on site, self-sustaining, and integrated. So what you're looking at here are two water reservoirs here for rainwater capture and rainwater harvesting. Of course, you have your entrance here. What I consider one of the most crucial parts on a community is a farm, so that people have access to those local, very local in this case, local produce. There is a community ownership model integrated within this as well, which gives everyone who lives in this community a part ownership in the different facilities that are built. What's also really, really dope about what we're pushing is we're totally going after all types of housing. So here we actually have a O2 treehouse type of model here. They're an amazing company that build tree houses. They're modernizing them, and they're allowing people to actually Airbnb them and actually do short-term stay. And of course, with our civil engineering know-how, we can really make that something that can be built in a variety of different locations. Um, so I know I'm bouncing over, but at the
no,
middle, of course,
this is fire.
enter, at the middle, entertainment is is critical. Again, this is where that cultural and that art center is always important. So we have that stage here. People can actually come to this community and experience art kind of right here on site. And we felt that that was important to have from the very beginning. So I'm going to
That's
pop over to
amazing.
the back
This
so
is
that you guys
fire.
can. Hey, appreciate it. Again, it's a work in progress. It has been a work in progress, but we're so excited to be at this place now where we're able to really get the model out there. Here's a tiny home model and here's a geodome model. So again, what AI allows you to do is, of course, quickly design, quickly prefab these types of homes, keeps price points at a good point, good price, um, integrated very well in the community, and it also creates this effect where someone's living in what I consider an art piece. So you look at your house, like clothing, you want it to appreciate and value. That's why you care about how something looks. And if you look at this geodome, it's I mean it's dope. That's as far as as far as I could take it. Uh, where you're living in a work of art. You're living in something that's definitely going to turn some heads, but then are also very much good for the environment. Utilizes natural light. We do have patent pending technology for the buildings themselves to create more energy than they use. But then also, of course, there's
Hmm.
some secret sauce in there as well. But
Oh,
yeah,
this
and then
this
as
is
you
actually
look back
amazing,
on the
bro.
entire man, I appreciate it. As you look back on the community right here, you see everyone kind of in motion, right? You got maybe someone here on the bench. You have some walking paths. You have that farmhouse right there on site. It's just kind of reimagining what community can look like and being able to deploy it quickly and doing it on 10 acres or less. So this is a model that can be replicated anywhere, kind of any part of the country. We're able to come in and take raw land and develop it into something like this.
This is amazing. This visualization using AI is even it takes the vision of what you're talking about and it really brings it to life in a way that I can actually see it. Like I saw and understood a lot of it when I first saw it, but I wanted to
Yeah.
for the listener that's seeing this, I wanted them to have just a
Yes.
little bit more context. It's one thing that I wanted to also discuss with you too that I always talk to this when I talk to people in the development space. Have you ever heard of a
Yep.
company called PaveGen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this it would go crazy in here, you know what I'm saying? It would like be
Yes.
like the walkways and stuff
Yes.
like that. This kid, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Shit. That's all I wanted to say.
You
No,
do something.
no much
You
more
d-
needs
you
to be said. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. That is very much. Let's call that is in R&D right now.
For sure.
Utilizing a lot of what they're doing. So, man,
That's
we're
amazing.
just excited. So let me
And I'm excited to
hop
see
back
where this
out real
goes,
quick.
man. I hope eventually I had the opportunity to kind of partner and collaborate with you. Maybe we make a city somewhere
Yes,
or something like that.
that's
For
it.
sure.
Because again, why can't we? Like we're now at this
Yes,
point. We have the tech. Land is cheap still. We created a
it's
model that
extremely
we
possible.
keep construction costs low. Let's just put this together and get it done at this point.
Yeah, no, it's extremely possible. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see how this continues to develop. So now I'm gonna share so you probably, man, I use AI for a whole lot of stuff from a business
Yes,
perspective, all this other stuff. But the reason I'm doing what I'm gonna share today is because I feel like there's a lens that I have from an AI perspective that doesn't always connect directly with everybody. So I like to use my creative elements when it
yes,
comes to AI to really bring to light what the power of these solutions. So like the title of this talk series is Why Wait. I have a record. It's called Why Wait. I have an AI video, a couple of AI
yes,
videos, but I have a new one that's unreleased yet. But it's literally a story. It's a thematic thing, but I'm getting more polished in the AI visual creation process right now, and I'm using it for a lot of different things: content creation, marketing materials. But I am also using it in alignment with the art that's aligned with a lot of the stuff that I'm doing and the work that I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna share the video, man, and just get your kind of general feedback on the record and the video after we get done, taking a couple minutes to check it out.
yeah,
Share the screen.
Records that built the not all of it sealed inside a vault. What's left out here? Noise, empty verses, culture stripped of its roots. But that vault can't stay closed forever. This record, Why Wait, is more than music. It's a signal, a reminder, a key. Because the longer we wait, the more we lose. The heartbeat of real hip hop is still alive, but only if we unlock it together, now.
It's DC. Look, I used to play it humble, play it back, and all I ever did was get played. It's 50, 11,000, something ways for you to get paid. If you ain't like the way shit was going, why'd you stay? Why wait till tomorrow to get done what you can't do today? Look, I said, why wait? Look, I said, why wait? I said, why wait? Look, Why wait? I'm a once in a lifetime experience. Y'all really ain't experiencing. I can hear it in your sentiment. Know you smell it on me. Yeah, I'm heaven sent and I'm better bent. Started as a rookie, now a veteran. Myself, the only thing I'm focused on getting better than the beat in the flow, the candy. I'm spitting that medicine, helping to heal our people from their rhetoric. Lay it back and all I ever did was get played. It's 50, 11 dimes or something ways for you to get paid. If you ain't like the way she was going, why'd you stay? Why wait till tomorrow to get done what you can do today? Look, I said why wait? Why wait? Look, why wait? Why wait? I said why wait? Why wait? Look, why wait? They know we ain't gon' tolerate too much more of that violent hate, but I prefer that over all of that silent hate. Might provoke them just to take the bait. I'm ready for war action. All we can debate, studied American history, and sometimes I cannot relate.
The vault is opening, but this is just the beginning. To hear the full record, head to even.biz. Search MrBizNTech. Don't wait. Don't let it get locked away again.
11,000 something ways for you to get paid. If you ain't like the way she was going, why'd you stay? Why wait till tomorrow to get done what you can do today? Look, I said why wait? Why wait? Look, why wait? Why wait? I said, why wait? Why wait? Look, why wait?
Hey, that was dope. That was
You
dope,
rocking with it?
man. Man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Of course, I've heard the song, but I'm like, it's the visuals. And what I like a whole lot is, as we move forward, you kind of need like almost I don't even want to call it a soundtrack. It's bigger than that. You need like it's shaping like the ethos, like everything that we're getting ready to do. So it has that effect to it. Cause
And I
yeah,
appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. The visual, like, and I have one more video that I'm working on for us, but this video, like I said, I haven't let it out yet. I'm gonna finish doing all of the video,
yeah,
the talk series and stuff like that. But I'm gonna roll the video out kind of after I get done. The album also is I'm gonna roll it out on my birthday, October 17th. So I'm gonna release
there we
my
go.
album then. So
Okay,
I got the
cool.
full project prepared. These episodes they'll kind of sequentially come out the week of the rollout and stuff like that.
Okay,
But ultimately, I'm excited to release the video. I think it's something that can kind of like just kind of spark the thoughts of a lot of people when it comes to some of these things, because the record is really meant to be about urgency. That's why this
exactly.
talk series is even so much more important to me, because I know that we're in a defining time right now in civilization and humanity. The level of urgency that we need to move with is like it's never been at a higher, we're one of those times. And then the opportunity for us to really seize this moment as well is also here with tools like AI. So I'm like I said, man, before, I'm super excited for us to just continue to do this work. I'm grateful that you came on the platform today. I'm looking forward to all the things that you're doing with Neighbor. And I just want
Yes.
to continue to see us grow and build. But man, I appreciate that. Was Why Wait? Did you have anything else you wanted
Hey,
to add before we jump off?
man, that's the note to leave on, right? The why wait. That's it, man. Seriously, that's my whole. Anybody that knows me, that's what I'm big on. So it's right on time.
I bet, man. So appreciate you again, bro. It's been Why Wait to Talk series. This is episode 3, and we'll see y'all next episode, man. Appreciate you, bro. Have a good one.